What's up, guys? It's your boy Zowoki back with another Chris Watts video of the digging in the hole, rabbit hole, because we keep getting more and more stuff that we're finding. And yesterday's video definitely planted the seed for even more stuff that is happening. The cover-up on the cover-up of that cover-up. There's tons to take a look at. But today we're going to be taking a look at the doll, pretty much the doll that was sent the day or a couple days beforehand, that pretty much showed what he was going to do to Shanann, which is kind of scary. Then we're going to take a look at the emails that pretty much predicted the Watts case to a T, and pretty much showed more evidence too that Kessinger was the one that planted the seed. It wasn't sought off after Chris. It was all Nicole. Nicole found him out a year beforehand, and all that said. So before we go any further, you guys could do me a solid favor, is subscribe to the YouTube channel by hitting that white bear icon down at the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that Zowoki myself has posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, I thank you guys so very much for the love and support. We just hit 34,000 subscribers. It's all because of you guys. So keep doing what you guys are doing, and we'll continue to that 50,000 goal so I can give one of you guys a Meta Quest 3 virtual reality headset, and it's for free. So all you have to do is subscribe, comment, like, and share, and then you're entered for that giveaway. And when we get to 100,000 subscribers, we're going to give away 2 more. So before we go any further, also as well, make sure you guys check out Crime Talk's channel. Give them some love by doing the subscribe, comment, like, and share. For them to do all this, it can take a lot of work, a lot of effort, and all these emails and so forth. It's going to take a lot of work for that, or they did take them a lot of work. So we want to give it back to them, but without further ado, let's get into the video.
Crime Talk aficionados, this is Scott Raish of Crime Talk, and today I'd like to talk to you about the email that really started off the relationship between Nicole Kessinger and Christopher Watts.
I know.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. Today I'd like to talk to you about the email between Christopher Watts and Nicole Kessinger. I believe that this email is the initial contact, other than what appears to be some casual conversation in the office.
Oh, I did want to make sure before we go any further, I did want to show you those 2 images. This one specifically, because it's pretty much what led up to his murder. Because he sent it to Shanann. Shanann put it online on Facebook with happy emojis or crying out laughter. I don't know what to think about this. That's a bit creepy in itself. If I would have got this, I would have sent my whoever. I would have been like, my husband would have got checked, fiance would have got checked, or vice versa, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you have. And then the kid that possibly, he said that the kid did it, which was, he said, what was it? Bella did this. What do you think? What do you mean, what I think? Ask the daughter why she's doing this, or did you send it to me? This pretty much states, I mean, looking at it, she was buried in a sheet. And the doll. And then there was a reenactment, you guys can see right here, that shows a police officer showing what he had possibly done with the girls. But we already know that the girls were not killed at the home. They were killed at Survey 319 because we saw them being carried out and running across the concrete. So, but still, this doll is definitely scary and pretty much shows where his mind was at already, because this was premeditated, not spunked or out of nowhere. Like, he's just, it was overraged that night. That doll shows otherwise. It's premeditated murder. So let's get into Chris Talk, or Crime Talk.
But I think it really sets the tone for this relationship and where both parties thought that it was going. All right. Now, the end of this email string is on June 12th of 2018. And I have it here on the camera for you, so hopefully you can see that. And it's rather significant, in my opinion. All right, and understand this is simply my opinion, but we're just going based upon the facts here that we have. All right, and what I want to do is show you really the first email string and where it begins. As you can see from the email, Ms. Kessinger sends a rather innocuous email
Gentlemen.
to several people, including Chris Watts, regarding some work that needs to be done in contact that she was making. Mr. Watts then responds on June 5th of 2018. Thanks, Nikki. Have a great rest of your day! ! He does not hit reply all to everyone.
Just secretly to her.
The next exchange is on June 12th, where Ms. Kessinger then sends a email to Mr. Watts and says, Chris, thank you for being honest with me this morning. Truthfulness is so underrated.
So who started it?
And then it's signed
Chris
Nikki.
or Nikki?
Then on the same day, June 12th, at 11:54 a.m., Mr. Watts responds back, Nikki, I'm a straightforward guy. Lying just complicates things. I think you're absolutely stunning. And for
boom! Right there. Absolutely stunning. HR, we need to speak with this. Don't they have like a way to, with the company, to look over these emails before they're sent? Because there's no way in hell, I guarantee the place that I'm at, because it's Chris Watts and Darko.com. So should there somebody be like surveillancing these emails? Is that a thing? Because this is not work related. Absolute stunning. That's where it's signed, sealed, delivered. These murders for his future, and so forth. I don't know if you guys think I'm onto something or not onto something, but do you think I'm correct when it's absolute stunning? That's an HR thing. You should have been like, HR. But no, she loved it. She's like, oh, he thinks I'm attractive. Boom. Ready to go right there.
You seem like an amazing person. I hope to continue to get to know you better since we have a lot in common. Then
you have a wife, man.
On June 12th
or
at
had a wife.
p.m. from Miss Kessinger to Mr. Watts, Chris, agreed. It's always nice to find people you can relate to. I enjoy talking to you as well. I feel understood. And this is what I think is significant when we put it all together in the big perspective. I am looking for someone to build a beautiful life with.
She actually said she didn't want it. She just wanted to date around and that she didn't want kids. But then she stated to Chris she wanted to give him her firstborn son or his firstborn son. But that's a person that doesn't. I think these emails are just placers to make it look like this was a story brought up, but they knew each other way beforehand. They just seem too hard. They just seem too fake. I think they're fake.
Seems
but I could
so
be wrong.
Simple, but it's so unrealistic sometimes. Close paren. Build something similar to what you have done with your wife and those cute little girls.
She said she didn't know about
I do believe in karma. So out of respect for
karma's
myself,
coming for you, girl.
You and your family, I think it is best if we keep that friendship at work. By the way, I keep the conversations we have between us.
That's just...
And then, later that afternoon...
Crap.
Chris Watts then responds back, and as you can see, says, yes, a beautiful life is something that is hard to find in this world since people always seem to have an agenda for everything. I do believe in karma.
Oh, then it's coming for you, girl.
As well. Any conversations we have will stay between us. No need to worry there. My work number is 720-390-9424 if you need to get a hold of me in the field. Sometimes email can be tricky with my spotty service out here. I have an early morning meeting, and then I'm
this is just crap
out doing LOTO, L-O-T-O, for a construction crew on various sites all day. So if I don't see you tomorrow, I hope you have an amazing day. What is significant about this email? Clearly, a relationship has started. Whether it's physical at this point.
Oh, it's physical.
Who do we have to turn to? We have to turn to Miss Kessinger. Now, she also states early on that she really wasn't aware of the wife. She didn't know, the kids. I mean, all these kinds of things.
She knew.
That she says in her statements. And you can listen to her interviews, both in person and on the telephone, as we've put those up there. And it's not up there just for me to say, hey, here, here's my opinion on it. I put it out there so you, in the YouTube world, can make your own opinions about
That's why we
who to
do
believe
these.
and who not to
Build
believe.
strong theories and opinions.
Now, Mr. Watts, okay, and I'm sure I offend somebody by referring to him as a Mr., okay?
Who cares?
It's simply common courtesy. That's what we do in the legal business. We talk nicely. We refer to people by their
Legal names?
by their last names. We try to be polite. It's nothing out of any particular respect to anybody, but I'm not going to get in the gutter and start calling people names. But this email, I think, starts it all. Obviously, it did. Something has developed here. But from the very beginning, Ms. Kessinger states, I'm looking for someone to build a beautiful life. And then she goes on, something similar to what you have done with your wife and those cute little girls.
She knew about the girls.
What I think is interesting,
They might have
and a
kids.
lot of people comment about what Ms. Kessinger knew, what she didn't know, or what the motive was as to why Mr. Watts would kill his wife and two lovely young children.
Possibly.
And I think we have to seriously take a look at it. Now, Ms. Kessinger has not been charged, and I would not anticipate her being charged.
I think she should.
And the significance of that is that the district attorney, the investigators, believe that she is the victim in this entire situation, that she's been lied to. Okay?
That I don't agree to.
Before, in a previous video that we have done regarding witness credibility. Okay? And I read to you the jury instruction of witness credibility here in Colorado.
He didn't have a jury. Wait.
And this is something that we consider in everyday life, but it kind of succinctly states what you have to believe, okay? What you have to consider when you're deciding what to believe or who to believe. Credibility of witnesses. You are the sole judges of the credibility of each witness and the weight to be given to the witness's testimony. You should carefully consider all of the testimony given and the circumstances under which each witness has testified. For each witness, consider that person's knowledge, motive, state of mind, demeanor, and manner while testifying. Consider the witness's ability to observe, the strength of that person's memory, and how that person obtained his or her knowledge. Consider any relationship the witness may have to either side of the case, and how each witness might be affected by the verdict. Consider how the testimony of the witness is supported or contradicted by other evidence in the case. You should consider all facts and circumstances shown by the evidence when you evaluate each witness's testimony. You may believe all of the testimony of the witness, part of it, or none of it. Okay? That is a nice, concise statement of what everyone does in the real world. Whether they believe a person's complete statement, some of it, part of it, all of it. Okay?
I don't believe anything that they say.
And when you listen to the statements of Ms. Kessinger, she has a very spotty memory and things come back, and she talks a lot, okay? And there's the Shakespearean quote of, thou protest too much, okay? She kind of has an answer for everything. She didn't know, yada, yada, yada.
Dicked over on the
I'm
questions.
not saying she did anything.
Yeah,
I'm simply saying a lot of the people in YouTube land think that she may have had something to do with this.
Yes, we do.
Or whether she planted this in Watts's head.
Oh, yeah, she did.
Okay. Now, a lot of good comments, and this is what I love about YouTube, is some of the comments.
That's why I'm here with you guys.
You know, was this something planned that he had done, you know, that night that he said he was going to the Rockies game and he didn't
with
go,
that
and
picture
he's
of the
actually
doll
out to dinner with Miss Kessinger. They have the babysitter there. He goes through the routine. He gives them their medicine. He does this. So if he was going to kill the children, what does he care whether the medicine is done? Does that even
true.
matter? You know, those
That's
are
why they
things
think
we
it's a
all have to
cover-up,
consider.
but then I think
The babysitter
Kessinger
basically says,
killed them.
didn't really see anything going on
And
that
Chris
particular
didn't
day.
know?
Everything seemed
I
to be
don't know.
fine. So what made him do it? And when did he decide to do it? Obviously, he decided
A while
to do
back.
it. I don't believe for a second that Mr. Watts was in there to protect those children and killed his wife because she had killed the two children.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch the confession, the interview that Mr. Watts gives with the family, and it's a classic Reed interrogation technique, is if you can get the suspect to admit to something or try to explain why
They can
he
use
would
it
do
against him.
you get them into that confession mode. they offered. Did Shanann do anything to the children?
That's crap.
He jumped on that. He clinged on to that.
You could
and
see the
that's where he
girls
went.
leaving, and they were killed at Survey
There's
319.
no evidence to say that these children were in danger. There's nothing to say that Shanann Watts was going to do anything to these children. And I don't believe that was ever a thought in his head that he was going to say Shanann did anything until those police officers put it in his head. And they knew that wasn't true.
Yeah,
They
it was
knew
complete
wasn't the
BS.
case. They went with the intent to get that man to confess. And like I said, look it up. It's called the Reed interrogation technique. It's simply get the person talking. Okay, the polygrapher spent 5.5 hours going through the pre-polygraph.
I wish this girl interrogated Nicole Kessinger. I think it would have went a lot different if there wasn't a male in there. I don't know what it is, but girls, cat fights, but a guy and a girl, that she's going to sweet talk him. She's going to make him feel good about himself. She's going to be like, hey, I'm doing something over here, but I'm actually telling you something completely different.
Interview. That's just softening him up. And then they say, oh, you failed. Here you go. Let's talk about it some more. And that is the way they do it. Okay? But we also know in the interview with Miss Kessinger is that when the detective goes through the conversations with her, that she is talking to him literally up until, I don't think, 2 hours on the night in question. And, just shortly before his wife returns home. Shanann returns from her business trip from Arizona, and then there's also subsequent calls and text messages. He calls her later in the evening and things of that nature. It really makes you wonder, why would he call her? Why? What were they talking about that night? What were they talking about? Were they talking about spending their lives together? But
111 minutes phone call.
When we see the
plans,
emails, obviously a lot of them were deleted, okay?
Which they weren't.
But we know that a lot of them were still there because we have the description, the printout from her phone, okay?
Whoa, that's a lot of stuff
What is significant about this is it shows
missing.
you all the information that can be retrieved from the phone. It obviously shows that we have not received
a lot. We only got like 10.
And a lot of people out there, a lot of channels have literally just kind of cut and paste from everybody else's videos that were released because you actually had to request the discovery. We've requested the discovery, and it took us some time to go through it, frankly, because we have a busy law practice and we're trying to get through it the best we can, but also trying to piece it together and not throw information out there that we can't back up, okay? But we know that they did her phone. They did Miss Kessinger's phone, and we can see the things that have been saved and what they can find. There's emails, there's SMS texts, her calendar, searches on the web. All right.
A lot.
All this information was available on that phone, and had she been able to, had she not deleted emails, we would have a lot more information, because we can also see from various documents that have been provided in the discovery are emails that were in fact recovered, okay, from her phone. And this is a text message string with a friend of Miss Kessinger's that goes through. But as you can see from the information, all these emails that text messages
went missing,
this is from the phone dump that they did. Usually it's what they call a Celebrite phone dump. It basically copies or mirrors the cell phone of what would have been there. But the text messages, once they're gone, unless they're saved in the cloud, and there's no information that they are.
Which
but if
they
they're
were.
on the phone, they can look, and you can see all what they refer to as the metadata information that's on the phone. And where she talks about, I think he likes me, I'm hooked. This is the string of emails here where she says, he's jacked, he's...
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was jacked. He was not. I am not. I got someone.
He likes me, but maybe it's too good to be true. This is where she talks about telling her friend not to tell anybody. And you have to remember
That's sus in itself.
August 12th. This is just kind of right before
murders.
Everything goes down. It's interesting that during this time period is when she starts to disclose this relationship with Mr. Watts during this time, just a couple of days beforehand. Is it just simply coincidence? Did she feel comfortable in that time? Who knows? Or was she simply trying to lay some groundwork there? We'll probably never, ever, ever know.
Which I'm scared about because I want to bring this
And,
woman to justice.
There's stuff in these email strings where she talks about the sex and how it's so good that she's hooked. He's all about his kids.
Yeah,
Okay?
that's
She
where
brags that it's
I don't think
He's all about his
he
kids.
killed his kids.
And
It's
there's
her.
further text messages where it goes on where she's explaining to her friend, and her friend is stating, "Oh, that's so good. Once again, he takes care of his kids. Oh, that's so nice and so great." And they talk about how it's a package deal. Here, where they talk about right here at the top, where they talk about it's a package deal. Okay. So it's interesting. Like I said, why would somebody delete all that stuff?
It's true.
If you thought, now,
Because there's stuff in there that was missing.
Miss Kessinger, tried to explain, oh, she just wanted to get rid of it, wanted to get rid of anything related to this guy because he was obviously causing, distress in her life due to the fact that this man is, the family is gone, the children may have been murdered. But yet then she calls the police and says, hey, let me tell you about all this stuff. Oop, I just happened to delete everything. It just makes people scratch their head. And that's what I've seen from a lot of the comments on YouTube here, not only in this channel, but others that I've kind of perused, that the people simply believe that she had something to do with it. Now, understand, I'm not saying that she did.
I am.
I'm just saying these are the facts that are out there. These are facts, okay? These are her text messages. This is her phone dump. She's the one that says she deleted the information. Then she goes to the police. Then she goes and she talks and talks and talks. And other people keep talking about how she simply talks too much.
Yeah.
Okay? But that's for you all to decide. We just wanted to put it out there. All right?
That's
This
why
case
I'm doing
is
it.
all but coming to an end. It'll be curious to follow as it relates to the civil case between Shanann's parents and
They
Chris
fought
Watts.
over the insurance
if he responds, if he does anything, I'm sure he'll do nothing at all. But
He didn't.
we'll see. We'll follow that. All right. The other thing is what we have here is, will Miss Kessinger ever be re-interviewed? Will there ever be
I
anything
sure hope so.
brought up about her? There's been talk whether she's been in witness protection. I have no
I don't think she's a
credible
witness.
information where I could confirm that.
I possibly
I've
have something on
I've heard
her
people
witness protection
say, or
program.
I've seen comments to that effect. I have nothing to support or say that that is actually the case at all. And that's just a fact. I don't know. People say a lot of stuff is rumors. You can make that up. But what is interesting is I think a lot of people have questions. And what I have a question
So many
about
questions,
is
but not answers.
some of the information that was released. If we're going to provide this information to the public, why did the district attorney's office obviously leave out so much information that's there?
So much is
This is a
missing.
rather pared down version of what's going to be in the
So much is
discovery.
gone.
It seems to be something that was given to appease people in the case, just enough to kind of make them go away. Yes, it has the interviews. Yes, it has the body cams. But my gut feeling is there's lots of reports out there. There's a lot of physical data that would have still been coming in, that's probably coming in now, whether they stopped testing completely or whether they completed it. I'd like to know. I'd like to see it. There's lots of photographs that haven't been turned over as it relates to the autopsies, the removing of the children from the scene. We have the photos at the scene, and you see the board, you see the metal side of the tank that they've taken off. But, the public has a right to know whether it's
As they
not
do.
viewable, for YouTube or other places. Those kinds of things should be made. We put our requests to the coroners and basically haven't received any information back. And not that I necessarily want to see these kinds of things, but it's the kind of thing where people have a right to see what goes on in the world, what goes on in the state of Colorado, what goes on in their neighborhoods here in Colorado. And I think it's important just so people know to see what humans are capable of doing.
It's
Not that I'm
disgusting.
condoning it, but people need to know that evil does exist in the world. Okay,
So
and
please
even
be
as a criminal
safe.
defense attorney, I assure you, I have met a few clients in my day that were nothing but pure evil. Okay, it's not a lot of them. Most of my clients are really good people that screw up and make a mistake here or there. Probably only one or two where I say, man, these people have absolutely no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
Chris
Okay?
can't be redeemed.
So that's why we think we want to get this out here. And this is why we started this channel, was because we wanted people to be able to
Talk.
see the information, be able to talk about it greater than you would get on the evening news. That's why we do it. And that's why we're there. The
We're
other
fighting
thing that I
for
wanted
the
to talk about,
girls
there's- I mean,
and Nico.
Chris Watts sent out or gave to Miss Kessinger several cards for her.
Gross.
Gave her one for the birthday and gave her a couple of others that's, were simply, oh, you're such a great person. You really
I'd like to know why they got
world and make my life
these.
better. Mr. Watts provided a card to Miss Kessinger on July 30th. Wow, where do I even start? The first day I saw you, you took my breath away. The
Gag.
first day I had the guts to talk to you, I got lost in the stunning green eyes. The first day we hung out in the park together, I know I was addicted. The first time we kissed, I knew I had met the most amazing, unique,
Yeah, he's married.
and electric woman ever. We have a lot of firsts together, Nikki, and I want to keep having them with you all night till the sun comes back. I want to love like that. Love, Chris. Okay, that's one of the cards
You're 34, man.
he provided that he gave to her.
Or was.
The birthday card, where he provides even further information. Okay, nothing too over the top, but it makes you wonder, when he's providing these cards, is he also providing cards to his pregnant wife,
Exactly.
or was he simply
Scumbag.
just all
And people want
about
to defend this man.
He clearly wanted to be with her. He clearly chose her. And frankly, that's what they basically wanted when you read that first email on June 12th. They wanted to recreate what he had done with his wife
But
and those
why?
cute little girls.
It makes no sense.
But apparently Mr. Watts, whether it was his own
Volition.
belief or whether it was put into his head by anyone,
Yeah, I think it
that
was.
they were
And a
not
cover up.
going to be able to start while Shanann and those children were there. How can you recreate something if something's already there?
Exactly.
They have to be gone, don't they? Have a great New Year's. This is Scott Reich of Crime Talk, the Voir dire channel, the Crime Talk edition, all right? And a lot of people have given me a lot of questions. Why do we change
love
the name
your
from
guys'
Voir dire to Crime Talk? Well, we haven't. The Crime Talk edition is going to be about cases and things of that nature. The
I like
Voir
when you
dire
guys
was the start of
talk
the
on here.
podcast where we were going to talk about interesting people in the law, but Crime Talk is going to be specifically about that. And then we're going to have the Voir dire network, and then we're going to have the Crime Talk edition, the Crime Talk shows. We're going to keep that going, and we're going to do it even better in 2019. This has really taken off, and I appreciate all the support that you all have given. We've seen a channel that literally started with a few hundred subscribers. Then we jumped to about 3,000, and now we're over 22,000 subscribers, which absolutely makes me ecstatic that we're providing something that people want, and we want to give
I'm glad you guys are here.
what you want. So please let us know. Please let us know of cases you'd like to cover in 2019. We're going to hit it hard. we are going to have a staff that is actually going to be able to do the in-depth research, use our investigators that we use here at the law firm to track down some of this information that otherwise is not always available, and do it so that we can provide it to you, and once again, to provide it in greater detail than you're going to get anywhere else. So
I like this channel.
for everyone here that works on the Crime Talk and the Voir dire podcasts, we want to say thank you for 2018. We appreciate the growth. Our goal is to really ramp it up and hit it hard in 2019.
2024 is going to be
we can't do that without you.
freaking fantastic on this channel.
Please leave comments. Please tell us about the cases you'd like us to cover. What kind of analysis you would like us to cover. If you want us just to be able to put something up, or if you'd like us to talk about it, if you'd like us to go live more, if you'd like us to be able to have it set up where we can have some time where we can have a call-in show where people can call and answer questions and we can talk about.
I've thought about doing
not
that
only
with
the
you
law in
guys,
general,
but we have chat.
Cases in particular. We'd appreciate that as well. Let us know. Leave a comment. We're working on a new web page, and hopefully it'll be done here within the next week or so. And after I return back from Mexico, I hope that we will just hit it hard and keep the channel growing. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. And if you do like the channel and you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do so. Leave us a comment. This is Scott Reich from Crime Talk. Have a wonderful new year.
So it looks like they have more, obviously, on Miss Kessinger, the mistress, phone interviews and stuff like that. I definitely love this channel. Go give it a watch, guys. I mean, they're up to the 252,000 subscribers. Hopefully we'll get there someday. But again, excuse me, these emails pretty much drawn out show the despise of this marriage between Chris and Shanam, but it also shows that this was premeditated. I think these emails were faked out to make it look like they knew each other from that point instead of 2017, because that's where I think they still met. But there's also other things that have taken a look at. Is people say that Nicole and Shanann actually met each other at one time. They had a cat fight. I don't know if that information is completely valid, but we're going to be taking a look at that. So this channel, or I would say this channel, this story is just getting started. I mean, there's still stuff that we're finding out every single day that's like, what? That actually makes sense. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel. Hit the whiteboard icon next to it. Don't forget to also comment your guys' thoughts. I love reading your guys' thoughts and seeing if your thoughts are the same as mine or mine are different from yours. You guys come up with new theories and possibilities. And I've been just blown away by some of your guys' comments. And also, don't forget to hit the like button. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Keep it real, keep it safe. And as always, keep nerding on. And we will see you guys next time.